Welcome to the SARS Interim Reconciliation Submission August webinar. My name is Avril Ramdhani and I'll be taking you through the SARS Interim Reconciliation process on the payroll. What is the Interim Reconciliation SARS submission? The Interim Reconciliation for employers covers the 6-month transaction period from 1 March to 31st August. The interim reconciliation process is the same as the annual reconciliation declaration, except that the declaration and employee income tax certificates are in respect of 6 months only. For this submission, no tax certificates are printed or distributed to employees. Why should the interim reconciliation be submitted? The interim reconciliation prepares employers for the annual reconciliation by ensuring that their EMP 201 submissions for the previous 6 months are correct and up to date. This further ensures that employees' RP5 IT3s are correct and can be issued correctly and on time. During the reconciliation periods, employers are required to submit an EMP 501 return confirming or correcting the amounts declared for pay-as-you-earn, STL, URF, and ETI, as well as any payments made and tax values of the employee tax certificate RP5 IT3. The agenda for today will be the preparation for the submission, reconciliation procedures, submission to SARS, and a Q&A. Preparation for the submission. What is the latest version of my payroll system? The latest payroll release is version 5.4C or version 5.4C+. The payroll version can be verified on the company listing screen or on the main menu of the payroll system. The interim reconciliation submission must be submitted on version 5.5A as it will contain the latest BR specification for the submission to SARS. This update will be available early September. For Classic and Premier customers, you will need to download the software and update the payroll system manually. For Sage Business Cloud Payroll Professional, these customers, the update will be deployed automatically. Users will be prompted to update now. This should be done when all your payroll companies are in September. Do I need to make a copy system for the interim reconciliation submission? The interim reconciliation submission does not require you to make a copy system of the payroll at the end of August. The interim reconciliation must be performed from the live payroll. The interim submission RP5 file will contain the year-to-date figures from March to August. Ensure that you are in the final August period of the tax year or later. All year-to-date corrections that are made for this submission will be required for the final tax year certificate. SARS submission process. The purpose of this utility is to assist the user with the successful completion of the SARS submission process. From the main menu, click on Utilities, select RSA Submission, select SARS submission process. Perform each of the steps. Once all steps of the Preparation tab have been completed, you'll be allowed to proceed with the steps on the Submission tab. The image that is displaying is for Classic and Premier users. The image that now displays is for the Sage Business Cloud Payroll Professional users. Note, where available, the Step Help and Guide buttons will provide more information. SARS Submission folder, Classic and Premier customers only. As soon as you select the SARS submission process or the OID report, a SARS submission folder will be created in your payroll directory. All the documentation, files and backups that are generated during the RSA submission procedures will automatically be saved here. At the end of the process, you will receive a path confirmation and details regarding everything you need to save for 5 years. You can then either leave it there or copy it to another storage device. Note, when the company rolls into the beginning of the new tax year, all files in this folder will be deleted. Business Cloud Payroll Professional customers, the files will be downloaded into the selected folder as defined on your browser or by default to the Downloads folder. Preparation. Validating the company information on the basic company information screen. Step 1. Listed here are few of the items on the basic company information screen that must be validated for the IRP5 interim reconciliation process. Step 2. Validating the IRP5 IT3A warnings and errors. Click on the Step 2 button to run the validation report. As an alternative, you can run the IRP5 IT3 report from the Reports and Maintenance menu and select the Validation Only option on the IRP5 action required. All errors and warnings identified on the validation report should be corrected on the payroll. Step 3. Validating additional information. Click on Step 3 button to validate the additional employees' information. An Excel report will generate containing the employees' information. This information on the Excel report should be reviewed and verified. In addition to this, the employees' information screen should also be verified per employee. Step 4. Validate retirement fund values. Click on the Step 4 button to validate the retirement fund values. An Excel report will generate containing the retirement values per employee. Verify retirement fund income values per month for all employees contributing towards a hybrid or defined benefit fund and adjust where necessary. Generate the retirement funds report real number 765 per month to use for further verifications. Reconciliation procedures. How to print the EMP 501 reconciliation report. The EMP 501 report consists of a summary report that prints the company totals for pay-as-you-earn, STL, URF, and ETI per month, as well as a detailed report that prints information per employee per month. Select the RSA submission process under Utilities. Select Step 5, Reconcile EMP 501 values. Select Step 5.1, Print EMP 501 Reconciliation History Report. Select the reconciliation period, March to August. Select to export the report for current or multiple companies. If you select multiple companies, a list of companies with the same pay-as-you-earn registration number will display, and you can select the companies to be included. Click on Continue. Select Yes to import the values into Excel. Determine the total pay-as-you-earn, STL, URF, and ETI values paid to SARS according to your receipts. Complete the values on the EMP 501 reconciliation spreadsheet in the yellow columns. Basic reconciliation procedures. Are there months that are not balancing? No. If no in all the months balance, then no further actions are required. The IRP5 file can now be created from the payroll system to import into the Easy File system. If yes, determine the specific employees where there are variances. For tax, STL, and URF differences, print the 12-month report and the history report to identify the record for differences. Please note, reconciling is one of the most important aspects of the payroll processing. If the total tax paid to SARS according to the SARS receipts does not reconcile with the total tax on the payroll system, we strongly recommend that you arrange a consultation. Possible reasons for not reconciling. Your IRP5s and pay-as-you-earn paid to SARS total will not reconcile if during the tax year changes were made in your company after the EMP 201 report was printed and the liabilities were paid to SARS, and you do not reprint the EMP 201 report and pay over any differences. These changes include terminating an employee after printing reports, changing employees, changing the when taxable column for an earning definition, changing the tax deductible column for the deduction definition, changing employees' information such as the IRP5 start date, tax status, etc., adding a new employee after printing reports, loading an update in the wrong period or after printing reports, changing employees to average or normal tax after printing reports, changing the provision for tax on annual bonus after printing reports, adjusting values on the history screen. Which reports can I use to complete my reconciliation? The following reports will assist you in cases where the tax, UIF, STL, or ETI amounts deducted from employees do not balance to the values paid over to SARS. The reports will provide you with the detailed financial information per employee for the periods in question. We suggest that you print the reports for the months and for the employees in question. When printing reports, it will automatically be saved in the SARS submission folder created in your payroll directory. The history screen report. The employee history screen reflects the figures of the previous 11 months, including the current period. The values on the screen are also values used for creating and printing the employee's RP5 certificates. The history report enables you to print the figures displayed on the screen to assist when doing reconciliation. The 12-month report. This report prints values of the previous 12 months totals per employees as stored when starting a new period. This is useful when reconciling tax, UIF, and STL. The ETI history report. This report will reflect information per employee, per month, per calendar year, and can be used to assist with reconciling of the ETI values. How do I print the history screen report? Select the RSA submission process under Utilities. Select Step 5. Select to print reports. Select the history screen report. Tick the items included in a tax reconciliation tick box at the bottom of the first selection screen and click on Continue. Include terminations. Select Detail Report. Indicate the specific month where there's a difference. Every month must be printed individually, and then click on Continue. A note: values on the history screen report will differ from values on the 12-month report if manual adjustments have been made on the history screen of the employee. How do I print the 12-month report? Select the RSA submission process under Utilities. Select Step 5. Select to print reports. Select the 12-month report. Select the range of months for which the report must be printed. The end of range will default to the current period. For the tax reconciliation purposes, ensure that you only include the months in the tax year. Select to print the tax reconciliation report. The tax reconciliation report is part of the 12-month report and shows taxable earnings, taxable company contributions, tax-deductible deductions, and perks tax items that influence the tax calculation. This report will also indicate when an operator made manual adjustments during the year. How do I print the ETI history report? Select the RSA submission process under Utilities. Select Step 5. Select to print reports. Select ETI history report. The following selections can be made on the second report selection screen. Select Year. Select the 12 months to be included based on the calendar year. Include totals for the report. Totals per month, per column will be included if this field is ticked. Include terminations. All terminated employees will be included. What is the difference between a test run and live run when you run the RP5 IT3 report, the test run? The system allows you to generate a file to be imported into EasyFile without importing any data into the system. You can thus test the integrity of the file and check any additional import validations in EasyFile. You can still generate a file and print out reports or certificates even if the file failed validations in EasyFile. This can assist with the troubleshooting problems or get an RP5 IT3A certificate. You can create multiple test runs. The live run. A live run file indicates the final certificates to be submitted to SARS via EasyFile. This file will import the payroll data and certificates into EasyFile. You can reset a live run, however, this should only be done if you have not submitted your information to SARS. Warning message: company will not export due to the fact that a tax year end has already been done. A live run indicates the final submission file to import into EasyFile. This warning message appears when you select a company where a live run has already been exported. If you select OK, the live run will be reset and the certificate numbers will be removed. New certificates numbers will be allocated to employees. Note, do not reset the live run if you've already submitted your certificates to SARS. How do I generate the test IRP5 file? Select the RSA submission process under Utilities. Select Step 6 to perform the test run. Select the periodic run. Select current or multiple companies. Verify the company information that displays on screen. Select to print the IRP5 IT3A reports. No printing for print tax certificates. Enter on start and end employee. Save the IRP5 file in the default destination or select a new destination. The test file can be imported into EasyFile to ensure it is successful. The submission process. How do I generate the live IRP5 file? Select the RSA submission process under Utilities. Select Step 8 to perform a live run. Select Periodic Run. Select current or multiple companies. Verify the company information. Select to print the IRP5 IT3A report. No printing for print tax certificates. Save the IRP5 file in the default destination or select a new destination. How do I make a backup? From the main menu, select Utilities, select Backup, select Data for all companies. How do I import the IRP5 file into EasyFile? Download the latest SARS EasyFile software to enable you to submit the IRP5 IT3A files to SARS. In EasyFile, click on Import Export Payroll File. Select the Import Payroll file and select OK. Browse to the location of your IRP5 file. EasyFile will validate the file. A message should display indicating that the file has passed validations. If it passed with warnings, it means that you will be able to submit, but you may be liable to pay a penalty to SARS for outstanding information. You'll be prompted to confirm that you are sure you would like to import the file. You can select yes. You will receive a message stating that the file has been successfully imported. Click OK. To check for errors in EasyFile, you need to click on Utilities, Import Payroll File Log. The Failed tab will indicate the errors which are preventing the file from importing successfully. These errors may be corrected in the payroll system, the live run file exported again and re-imported into EasyFile. The Warning tab will indicate items that may cause penalties. Important information. The IRP5 IT3A report, which is real number 507, can also be used for this process. Tax certificate submission files may only be produced on the latest software release applicable to the tax year. Ensure all required fields are completed to avoid rejection or possible penalties. Download the latest SARS EasyFile software to enable you to submit the IRP5 IT3A files to SARS. Submit your reconciliation before the deadline to avoid penalties and interest being charged. The Sage City Media Center. Explore our latest support channel, the Sage Media Center, to get immediate and 24-hour access to all the information you will need to complete your mid-year end and the interim EMP 501 reconciliation. The Sage Media Center offers the below resources for fast answers at one of the busiest times of the year. Browse our year-end specific topics, checklists and guides. Find a list of most common validation errors and how to resolve them. Here are a list of additional help options. To ensure that you always get the best support from us, the following channels can be used depending on your query. Skills Development Levy. The COVID-19 Skills Relief Benefit was applicable from 1 May 2020 to 31 August 2020. Do I need to recapture the 1% SDL value on the basic company information screen in September 2020? Yes. Once the payroll companies are in September, please access the basic company information screen at the beginning of your processing period for September and enter the SDL percentage as 1%. Important changes on the system. Payroll administrators must manually make this change as the system will not automatically update this field. Wage and bi-weekly payrolls must have the 1% SDL activated in week 1. Should this be done in any period after the first week or bi-week, manual SDL adjustments will have to be completed by the user. The period SDL calculation must, however, remain ticked for the rest of the year. Remember to update each payroll company as these changes cannot be done globally. RSA TERS payments. TERS payments are exempt from taxable income in terms of Section 10 of the Income Tax Act. The PAGSA has confirmed from SARS that no RP5 code should be used for the TERS payments. Below is an example of the earnings setup on the payroll system if the TERS payment was processed through the payroll. When taxable should be set to never. No RP5 code. Include for SDL should be set to N. Release version 5.5A, which will be available early September. We'll be introducing PEG, our digital online support assistance for the Sage Business Cloud Payroll Professional customers. On your company listing screen at the bottom right corner, there'll be a PEG icon. When you open up the PEG icon, you'll be able to type in your questions. Please assist us with training PEG. If PEG's answers was helpful, please give us a thumbs up. If PEG misunderstood you, please give us a thumbs down. Some information from our Learning Services Department. They'll be hosting an August submissions training course on the 29th and 30th of September from 9 o'clock to 1 p.m. If you require further information, please email lindy.smith@sage.com. If you have attended the webinar session, they'll be allowing you a 20% discount. When you send them an email, please put in CS August webinar _Avril. Our September webinar will be understanding the employee's tax certificate and understanding the RP5 file, which is imported into EasyFile. Few important email addresses to take note of. If you need training, have a question or need advice, we've got Sage University for all your training needs, our Sage Knowledge Base with all our articles, and Sage City, a forum for discussions. Thank you for joining my session. I hope you were able to take back some information to complete your interim reconciliation submission.